It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into our weekly conversation with the Commissioner. It's the Commissioner's Corner with Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, busy time of year, including this weekend with the girls wrestling state finals coming up at the Coliseum over at the fairgrounds, January 16th. And Paul, what can you say about girls wrestling and how that sport continues to emerge and grow?
Well, first of all, the growth is we knew once we developed a platform within our system for new sports to come on board and grow and give student athletes additional opportunities, that girls wrestling would quickly rise to the front. And when we did this several years ago, it took just 2 short years for girls wrestling to go from emerging, they weren't even in our system, to a fully recognized state championship sport. And we just have continued to see growth in girls sports and our girls wrestling, and we're excited about that. And I think we're right around the corner. And maybe this coming Friday, we'll see another girl that wins the state championship that will move on to great things on the Olympic level like other girls in the state of Indiana have done. And so we're really excited about that platform, that opportunity for these girls to show what they love, and that's wrestling.
You and I have talked a lot about emerging sports, whether that's, girls flag football, girls lacrosse, wrestling, as you said, with that quick path. The process of emerging sports and building them and growing them for your team, what can you say about the significance of that and the process of it to get to this point, like you said?
Well, I think it's important. We're all about opportunity for students. And, we want to provide as many opportunities as we can. And that we had our rules, the way they were originally written, probably was not going to be an opportunity for another sport to come on. And so 4 years ago now, we took on that task to look at those rules and we made some adjustments, and we've seen now additional opportunities. So that 160,000 student athletes that we serve on an annual basis is going to grow because of additional opportunities. And that's something that we're very excited about.
Girls basketball pairing show coming up in about a week and a half. Hard to believe. And then the boys will follow shortly after for basketball. So, hey, it's a great time of year. It's a busy time of year for you guys. Swimming and diving is going to be coming up in less than a month. I feel like February is a big underrated month for you guys that's packed with just tons of power. Yeah,
February just it really. Obviously, this coming Friday, the girls wrestling kicks off our tournament season for the winter. But February, certainly every weekend, we've got something going on. And, it's an opportunity to follow your school. You can go to ihsaa.org and get all of our tournament information and see where your team is playing and get out and watch those student athletes, because it's still pure. It's still homegrown. It's still kids that are going to go back and contribute to their communities, participating in high school sports. And I would just encourage people to get out there and watch these students. They've been practicing their skill all fall and all winter, and now it's time for them to put it on the line for a potential berth in the state championship venue.
Last thing, we were talking last week about your time at the Rose Bowl and getting to watch Indiana and meeting with your colleagues across the country. Well, since that point, Indiana has punched their ticket in the national championship game, Indiana football. And, I know that you guys partner with the Colts and you guys partner with all kinds of professional organizations around the state. But, when, Indiana University is in the national championship for football, and I know a lot of folks down in Bloomington, what does that mean for you as a guy that grew up in this state as well?
Well, it's certainly the spotlight on what we know is a wonderful state. Our collegiates, all of our colleges, we're rich in colleges here in the state of Indiana. And, but this time we stepped that aside and we're going to root for one. And, it's these Hoosiers have really caught Indiana by storm and, really a national audience. And we're excited about that. And I know Scott Dolson and Coach Cinetti has worked hard to bring Indiana football and Indiana University to the forefront. And I'm excited for both of those individuals and again, the student athletes that get to participate at Indiana University. And I'm going to be tuning in next Monday night, rooting on those Hoosiers.
Paul Neidig, he's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Brendan. Hey, thank you for doing what you do for the student athletes in this great state.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Come and visit the Mishawaka Historical Museum and make sure to check out all of their different exhibits, such as their industries and businesses, church and faith, historic landmarks, military heritage, school, and their famous Mishawakans exhibit, including some of our very own caveman alumni, as well as a working model train set and a brand new exhibit, Treasures from our collection. Located at 121 South Main Street, doors are open every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. $5 for entry for adults, $3 for students, and kids under 5 enter for free.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back, Cavemen. My name is Eli Elkins, and with me, Harmony Lombardo. Harmony, you've seen the boys play a couple times. How do you feel the game's going to go against LaPorte today?
I feel like that the boys have been working really hard at practice these past weeks. And I'm really hoping that they're able to pull out a win against LaPorte after seeing the JV play. I'm really hoping that they can give off the same energy and hopefully pull out a win today. Also, I heard that you went down and talked with both coaches for Mishawaka and LaPorte. Can you tell us, like, what they were talking about, like what strategies they have, or just anything?
Yeah, when I talked to the Caveman coach, I asked him, what were the things that you want to strengthen, one of the things that you want to work on? He said that he wanted to work on better defense. And, having defense is such a valuable thing to have when you're on the basketball court and you want to defend. You don't
Absolutely.
want them to break through that.
Absolutely. Our coaches for the girls team, they always said that defense wins games, and I think that is actually a very true thing. Defense could win you games, especially if you're really quick on your feet about it, able to hustle up and down the court. I'm pretty sure defense is the best thing that you can have.
Yeah, and one of the things he also said was he wants the team to understand the shooters. Can you explain to us why it's so important we need to understand the shooters?
Because once you understand the shooters, you know exactly who you need to guard and who to look out for, especially if they are a three-pointer shooter or able to drive through really easily. You're able to see who's able to shoot the threes, drive in, and make sure you get a hand up there and try to make sure to block their shots, and then they're not getting any points on you, and you're capable of winning the game.
Yes, I definitely agree. And also, one of the things that kind of hit me and that I really like that he said was he wants to work on sharing the ball. And I think sharing the ball is definitely very important, getting the ball to each other, not just hogging the ball.
Absolutely. Sharing the ball is a really great thing, especially when you're quick with your passes. Once you get quick with your passes, there's always that slight opening on the court, and you're able to pass it to that person and either shoot a three, shoot a two, or a layup, which I think will be really helpful with the Cavemen if they're able to swing the ball as quick as they can. Yeah,
and then I asked the coach, what are the things that you're looking at for LaPorte? And he said that LaPorte is really good at moving the ball. And, that can be very, difficult to, match. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. If Mishawaka isn't quick on their feet, since they learned that LaPorte is quick with the ball, able to move it fast, Mishawaka really just needs to be on their feet, always having a hand up, able to move from side to side as fast as they can in order to make sure that LaPorte is not scoring on them.
Okay, so for our starters, for Cavemen, we have 10, Landon Snyder, 13, Landon Johns, 22, LaJordan Fowler, 23, Colton Hanley, and 32, Amir Dean.
I think that's a really good starting lineup for the Cavemen. I really think that those 5 boys are going to be able to quickly get some points up in this first quarter, hoping that they're able to pull off a win as well tonight.
Yeah, for the LaPorte, we have number 0, Destin Matsky, number 2, Tim Knoll, 4, Sire Tonagle. Then we have 24, Griffin Otlarge, and then 42, Preston Scheidt. And then when I was talking to the LaPorte coach, I asked him, what were the things that you look out for Mishawaka? And, he kind of responded with an interesting answer. He said, matching their energy. Can you explain to us why matching energy on the court is very important?
I just feel like if you're matching each other's energy, it could be a challenge for both teams, really be able to get a better experience out of it. And also, hyping up everybody who is here watching, just seeing the energy, see how hard both teams have been working. Just matching each other's energy is just a really big thing that both boys can do.
Okay, and then I asked him one of the things that, what you were improving on, and he said he wants to improve on rebounding. I heard that he lost the senior that was really good at rebounding last year, and that's one of the things he wants to strengthen.
Oh, yes, rebounding is a really big thing, especially once you want to start rebounding. You're really going to need to box out and make sure that you're able to get that rebound back.
We're going to take a break here and go to commercial, and we'll see you when we come back.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte. Fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Harmon Lombardo alongside with Eli Elkins. I'm going to talk about real fast at halftime today. We're going to be alongside with the cheerleaders, especially the little ones like youth cheer. They're going to be here, cheering, hyping up the game. I really hope it's going to be really awesome.
I'm very excited for that.
Me too.
Now let's talk about yesterday's game, the boys basketball versus Wawasee. They lost by 12 in 64-52 in favor of Wawasee. And I heard that you had a game today.
Yes,
girls basketball.
we did.
How'd that go?
So both teams lost, JV and varsity, but I felt like that the girls really put in the hustle. It was really good. It was tied up. Then Mishawaka had the lead, and then Wawasee was able, the last 2 quarters on both teams actually, they were able to push up, and then Wawasee was able to get the win. But I'm really glad for both teams because they really worked hard, and I'm just happy that they had a good game.
Yes, and I'm very happy that, when we play basketball, I'm out there. If I'm playing basketball, I'm out there to have fun. I'm out there to, play ball. And,
Absolutely. Sometimes even if you're losing, you just want to have fun, Don't even argue with anyone. Just be like, you know what? I had a good game today, even if something didn't go my way. I feel like I had a really good game today.
The note for Mishawaka Network, there will be no live streams next week, and keep a lookout just in case. But the week after that, we have 4 live streams.
4. That's a lot of live streams for Mishawaka Network. But, we're able to pull it off. We got this.
Yes.
4 is nothing. It's just a number, But, yeah.
We're going to take a break here and go to commercial, and we'll see you when we get back.
There it is. And he's got it. Payne O'Neal gets it done. First period.
What a throw. I mean,
wow.
there was almost nothing there, and he just... What a win by Braden Reed.
Welcome back to The Cave. My name is Eli Elkins, and here with me, Harmony Lombardo. We're very excited for this LaPorte, this game today versus LaPorte. Some fantastic news. The boys wrestling won the NLC game. Boys wrestling won the NLC game today at Northwood. So congratulations to the boys wrestling team today.
That's a really good thing. I feel like that the boys wrestlers have been working really hard. I'm really happy that they won this evening at Northwood. I'm really hoping that they come back home after the long bus ride and is just celebrating. It's like, you know what, guys, we pulled off a win. We won the NLC championship. Let's do this. We're hyped up. Because
Yes.
I would be really hyped. I would be really hyped.
Yes. And, all that practice is definitely being shown. They just won the NLC. That's a very big thing.
Absolutely. Winning NLC is a huge thing, especially for boys wrestling. Really happy that they were able to pull off a win tonight. Really glad.
We've seen, the wrestling have their ups and downs, but, so does every other sport, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we made, the Cavemen made that comeback, and they won the NLC.
Yep. Round of applause.
Now, we're going to go back to commercial, take a break. And when we come back, we will come back to the announcer.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Come and visit the Mishawaka Historical Museum and make sure to check out all of their different exhibits, such as their industries and businesses, church and faith, historic landmarks, military heritage, school, and their famous Mishawakans exhibit, including some of our very own Caveman alumni, as well as a working model train set and a brand new exhibit, Treasures from our collection. Located at 121 South Main Street, doors are open every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. $5 for entry for adults, $3 for students, and kids under 5 enter for free.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mishawaka High School in the Cave, home of the Mishawaka Cavemen, featuring tonight's varsity contest between our welcome guests, the LaPorte Slicers, and our Mishawaka Cavemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able as we honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem. Let's meet tonight's competitors. First, our welcome guest, the LaPorte Slicers. A 6'2" junior forward wearing 0, Destin Matsky. A 6' senior guard, number 2, Tim Knoll. A 6'5" senior guard, number 4, Sawyer Tonigal. A 6'2" junior guard, number 24, Griffin At-Large. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Slicers, a 6'4" junior forward, 42, Preston Scheit. Now, Cavemen fans, it's time to meet the starters for our Mishawaka Cavemen. A 5'10" junior guard, number 10, Landon Snyder. A 6'1" senior guard, number 13, Landon Johns. A 6'3" sophomore forward, number 22, LaJordan Fowler. A 6'4" senior forward, number 23, Colton Hanley. And rounding out the starting lineup for our Mishawaka Cavemen, a 6' junior guard, number 32, Amir Dean. The Cavemen are led by head coach Will Cody and assistant coach Ian Nelson. The LaPorte Slicers are led by head coach Jordan Heckard and assistant coaches Matt Miller, Evan Miller, and Lou Reinhardt.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're about to start the tip-off. Both teams. Thank you to the refs. We appreciate them. Okay, having to tip off. Handley and Maxey. Tip it off. It will be LaPorte's ball to start. Large passes it. Large passes it to Noel. No shot with the 3, and it's good. Snyder with the ball.
We see that
bring it up.
We see that number 2 grab that ball at the very beginning and just got to the hoop.
Absolutely, already shooting some threes up here. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna get us up by 3 real quick and try to eat immediately. Really impressed. Dean with the ball, passing it off. There's an attempt with Handley trying to go for a layup. It's no good. Noel shoot that layup real quick, hustling down the court.
Number 2, Tim Knoll with these points, he's grabbing that ball, making it to the hoop. He, you can tell that he obviously wants these points. He wants to win this game tonight, and he wants to go home with that win.
Absolutely, I would too. Snyder with the ball, trying to drive through. Looks like he was going to do a pull-up, but it was no good. Handley passing it off. Johns, I think, back to Handley. Handley with the layup. And one. Handley will be going up to the line to shoot 1.
23, Colton Hanley, he saw that opening, he got that layup. He doesn't want them to lead by points. And, I don't think anybody would.
Absolutely. First one was good. 3-5. Cavemen coming up. Large with the ball, trying to get past Fowler. Trying to drive through. Passing it off to Tono. Passing it to Matsky. Quick passes right there to Large. Back to Scheit. Large with the pull-up. It's no good. Dean able to rebound the ball. Passing it to Johns. Johns with the pull-up. And it was no good. But Snyder there to rebound it. And it was good.
That communication, that we saw right there is very important. And, that could tell a lot from what's going to happen in the future of this game.
Absolutely. Olarch taking up the ball, passing it up to Matsky, passing it off to Scheit, to Olarch, back to Matsky with the layup, and it was good.
Kind of go back to that communication there. Mishawaka Cavemen, he was right open. Number 0, Destin Matsky, he was open,
Yes.
That communication could have worked right there.
Cavemen really just need to hustle put the effort in and quickly retrieved the ball. Looks like a shot was trying to be made by Snyder, but it was no good. It'll be LaPorte's ball. Hargo passing it off to O'Large with the layup, and it was good. Snyder to inbound, passing it off to Johns. Snyder now has the ball, taking it up the court. Looks like he's trying to find an opening, passing it to Johns, passing it back to Dean, passing it to Snyder, back to Johns. Fowler, passing it to Dean. Dean with the three, and it was no good. O'Large bringing up the ball, passing off to Matsky with the three, and it was no good. It'll be Caven's ball. Looks like it kind of went out of bounds there as well. So it'll be Caven's ball.
A lot of like 3 points being shot here, but no points being made. But kind of thinking about what's going to happen, and you can see in this replay right now, or there was a replay, I'm so sorry. Communication, I'm kind of going back to that a lot because that's very important in the game of basketball.
Looks like there was a three attempted by LaJordan Fowler, but it was no good. LaPorte takes the ball. Looks like there will be a foul for Destin Matsky.
Look at this replay here. You see a ball being passed, and then that foul that happens right there.
Matsky will be shooting two on the line.
Fouls happen. You just gotta, you gotta get back up, shake it off, and know that next time you gotta think about it.
Absolutely. First one was good. Cavemen really just need to put in a hustle. They're down by 5 currently. They just need to really hustle up and down the court, hoping to get some more points. Second one is good. Hadley with the taking it out of bounds, passing it to Snyder. Snyder dribbling up. So he can pass it off to Dean. Dean with the 3 attempts, and it was no good. Looks like John's foot was on the line. It'll be LaPorte's ball.
Yeah, when he grabbed the ball, he thought that he wasn't on the line, but that kind of goes with thinking about where you're gonna place your feet, because you don't know where the line is if you don't look down.
It kind of looked like that he was just trying to jump and get the ball, so that trying to pass it to his teammates, so then they're able to keep it inbounds and hopefully make another shot. But looks like it was his foot landed on the line. Looks like a 3 was attempted by Preston Scheidt, and it was good. Snyder with the ball, trying to find an opening, passing it to Johns. Johns with the deep 3, and it was no good. Amir Dean able to rebound with the pull-up and made it.
We see that everyone on this court really wants to win this game tonight, want to come home with that victory, and everyone is playing like they want the points.
Absolutely. They're really hustling on the court right now. O'Large with the attempt to go up for a layup. Looks like that there was a foul on LaJordan Fowler.
Looks like look at this replay right here. That attempt, and then the 2-pointer, and he made.
O'Large would be on the line, shooting 2. His first one was good. Looks like substitution coming in for the game. Number 1, Caden Delagdo. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. My apologies. Second one was good. Hadley passing the ball into Snyder. Snyder trying to get out of this defense. Quick passes by the Cavemen. Hadley passing it to Johns. Johns with the pull-up, and it was good. 2 points for the Cavemen.
We see that number 13, Landon Johns, he stopped, thought, and, he thought about it first before he actually shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to think before you pull up a shot. It's like a little fumbling with the ball happened right there by both teams, actually. Hargo trying to pull up with the 3, but it was no good. Cameron would rebound the ball. Pass. Snyder passing it to Hadley. Hadley passing it to Johns. Passing it to Delagdo with the 3, It was no good. Port will retrieve the ball. Oh, Large bringing it up. Trying to find an opening. Passing it off to Matsky. Looks like he was trying to attempt a pass to Knoll, but it was no good. Came into quick passes right here. John's trying to go up. It's no good. But Cayman were able to retrieve the ball. Hadley trying to go up. It was no good. Oh, Large running up the court for two. Matsky was right there with the layup, and it was good.
You know, with that communication, you can hear from all the way up here. Everyone's talking. You know, you can tell LaPorte is really good with their communication. I think the Cavemen really need to work on that. We've seen in past games that's really affected them.
Absolutely. Communication's key. Looks like there was a and one by the Cavemen.
You can see this on this replay here. You see that number 1, Delgado, goes in for that, and that makes the shot, that layup, and makes it to the hoop.
It's like substitution coming into the game for the Cavemen, number 24, Brayshawn Eccles, and then I'm guessing it's number 21, Trey Eccles. Oh, Large would be taking up the ball. Passing it off to Tongo, passing it off to Knoll. Quick passes right there. Tongo passing off to Large. Looks like he's trying to find an opening. Passing it off to Tongo, and it was good with the 3.
We can tell that the Cavemen are kind of struggling to break through their defenses. But, you know, when you're down on the court with a whole team that's 6 foot and, you know, you have, you know, you're like 5'10", you know, they can see very, you know, tall and, you know.
Looks like that there was a 3 by Johns. Olar trying to get past his defense. Quick passes right there. Passing it back and forth between Knoll and Tongo. Looks like he has the ball currently. Passing it to Olars. Kind of looks like that they're just holding the ball there. Passing it off to Schreit. Quick passes. Looks like there was an opening. Oh, it was no good. Looks like that he tried to dunk. It was no good.
We see, you know, he went in for it, and, you know, that kind of mistake, the teeniest mistake can happen, and it could, like, you know, ruin your whole shot.
It's like there was a foul. I don't know what just happened there. Sorry. Looks like that there was a foul called on LaPorte. I don't know what just happened there. I was a bit confused. Jones with the ball, shooting it so close, but yet so far. We're going to bring it over to commercial. We'll see you guys here shortly on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Harmony Lombardo alongside Eli Elkins. If you take a look at the score right now, 14-21 is LaPorte's game currently. I feel like that the Cavemen really need to get back on defense, you know, make sure that LaPorte is not shooting any more threes than what they've had so far during this second quarter, really hoping that the Cavemen are able to pull out and score more.
Yeah, go back to what that coach was saying. The Cavemen wanted to work on, you know, making their defense better. And I think this is definitely something they can take away from, you know, and learn that, certain things that they could do better on defense, strengthening that defense. And I mean, when you're playing against, a whole team that's 6 foot, me personally,
I would lose it.
I would run.
But, the Cavemen really just got to push through, try to do what they are able to do. Looks like a lot just happened there. Oats large. Out large would be dribbling up, pulling up with the 3. It was no good. Amir Dean able to rebound it, passing it to Johns. Johns with the 3, and it's good.
That nice drive by Landon Johns up the court, and all that was net.
Yeah, I feel like that Dean was able to, he saw that he was open, and he was like, you know what, take this ball, try to do what you can with this opening. And Johns was like, I'm going to shoot a 3. Looks like a shot was made by Out Large. Dean taking up the ball. Dean passing it off to Delgado, passing it to Johns. Johns trying to find an opening. It's no good. Out large. Taking the ball up. Layup right there, and it's good.
We see a lot of LaPorte, LaPorte's, driving it up the court. And, all these guys that are playing right now are very tall. So it's very hard to, defend. But this is when it, this comes into, looking at, how they're jumping in and going for that hoop.
Absolutely. There was a substitution in the game. 23 Colton Handley, and then number 12, Camden Putz. Eccles taking up the ball, passing it to Putz. Putz trying to find an opening right now. Passing it back to Eccles. Eccles passing off to Dean. Passing it to Eccles. Passing it to Brayshawn Eccles. Both Eccles, I'm pretty sure they're brothers, Trey and Brayshawn. Pretty sure they're brothers, not brothers. Never mind, my apologies. Cousins.
We saw that number 0, Destin Matsky, swatted that ball out of his hand. You got to keep a good grip on that ball. And it's hard sometimes when, you have everyone around you and it gets kind of stressful.
Absolutely. Out large, taking the ball up, trying to find an opening. It's like a 3 was made by number 2, Tim Knoll. Dean passing it to Eccles. Eccles driving it up with the layup, and it's good.
We see that, on that last play, number 2, Tim Knoll, we've seen a couple of 3-pointers from him. And, what I'm asking myself is, are we going to see a lot of more 3-pointers from Tim Knoll this game?
Absolutely. I feel like that he's probably LaPorte's best 3-point shooter. I think that he'll be the one that the Cavemen needs to look out for.
On this replay right here, we see 24. Eccles goes in for that shot, makes it an all net,
It's like there was a couple of substitutions coming in the game for LaPorte. Number 10, Riley Ryba, and then number 22, LeJordan Fowler for the Cavemen. Eccles trying to find an opening. It's like there was a carry on the Cavemen. It will be LaPorte's ball.
Some frustration out on the court for the Cavemen.
Absolutely. I would be frustrated too. Congo taking up the ball. Passing it off to Knoll. Passing it back to Tongo. Passing it to Out Large. Looks like there's a foul on the Cavemen. Out Large would be shooting 2.
Look at this replay here. We see nice pass to the ball, and he goes up and it hits the rim. 24 Out Large. We've seen that he's going on for all those layups.
Absolutely, and Cavemen just really need to be careful and get that hand up, because first shot was good. Every time he's been at the free throw line, his shots have been made, so Cavemen really need to be careful not to foul him.
And, we've seen a lot of layups from him. And I think what the Cavemen need to take away from this is seeing this pattern of him driving the ball, breaking through the defenses, and going up for that layup.
Absolutely. There was a timeout on LaPorte, 30-second timeout. Will be heading to commercial. We'll see you here soon.
Come and visit the Mishawaka Historical Museum and make sure to check out all of their different exhibits, such as their industries and businesses, church and faith, historic landmarks, military heritage, school, and their famous Mishawakans exhibit, including some of our very own caveman alumni, as well as a working model train set and a brand new exhibit, Treasures from our collection. Located at 121 South Main Street, doors are open every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. $5 for entry for adults, $3 for students, and kids under 5 enter for free.
Welcome back. My name is Eli Elkins, and I'm here with Harmony Lombardo. We are here at the boys varsity basketball versus LaPorte. The score is currently 30-21 in favor of LaPorte.
I think during the timeout, substitution came in for the game for Mishawaka, number 24, Brayshawn Eccles.
How do you feel about this game?
I feel like
Harmony.
I feel like that the cavemen are really going to, hopefully are able to go push through a little bit more than what they are right now. Even if they're down by this much, I'm really hoping that they're able to pull out a win and get more points. It's like Hadley went to the line. First shot was good.
After that timeout, I really hope that, the cavemen talked about how they can make their defense better. How can they improve on this next, the remaining of the second quarter going into halftime,
Second shot was good. Out large, taking up the ball. Looks like he passed it off to Matsky, passing it back to out large. Out large driving in. Pass to Ryba, and looks like that there was a foul.
We see that, after that timeout, obviously, they talked about how can they make their defense better, and they've seen how fast they drive that up the ball up the court to get those layups, especially at large. You saw, on that other play that everyone kind of surrounding him, was defending. So they saw that he's a very good defense breaker.
Absolutely. Another substitution came in for LaPorte, the LaPorte Slicers. Number 42, Preston Scheidt. Looks like there was another foul for the Cavemen. I didn't see that one. Number 11. It'll be LaPorte's ball. Congo to inbound. Passing it to Noel. Noel passing it off. Noel with the ball, trying to find an opening. It looks like LaPorte is kind of struggling. Noel with the three. It's no good. Cavemen rebounding.
We see that they are, the Cavemen they know that Tim Noel is always going to go for those 3-pointers when he has the chance.
Absolutely. I feel like that he's a 3-point shooter. And layup made for the Cavemen, 2 points. I feel like Handley, he's been really good with his shots recently, especially driving into the game. It's like travel on LaPorte, number 24, out large, will be Caven's ball. Putts to inbound.
The Cavemen are very, I've noticed that the Cavemen are now, communicating more, and their defense has improved since the last timeout they had.
Absolutely. I feel like that coach really talked to him. He's like, hey, you guys really need to focus, lock in on defense and on offense, trying to get past their defenders. Fowler with the pull-up. It was no good. Oh, actually, never mind. It was good. I thought it was about to go out for a second, but I was wrong.
22, Fowler. We saw, was that a 3-pointer that was shot?
I think it was a 2. I think it was a 2.
But still, that was, he saw that and he took it. And look how it turned out. They're still leading, but they cut that lead up short. And it looks like they just made 2 more points.
Looks like Preston Scheidt just made a point for LaPorte Slicers. Charter passing it to Eccles. Eccles with a pull-up, no good. Rebounding his own ball. trying to find somebody. Passing it off to Trotter. Trotter with the pull-up, no good. It's like foul. There was a hold.
I think one of the things I want to point out was on that last play, on this replay right here, that the ball, all net right there. But that last play, when that start, when the ball, I forget who threw it, but he threw it from one side of the court all the way to the other, and I find that really impressive.
Yes, absolutely. So there was a substitution coming into the game. Number 10, Landon Snyder. Jordan with the pull-up was no good. LaPorte rebound. At large, taking up the court. Driving in. Couldn't find an opening there, I guess. Looks like he's kind of fumbling with the ball. It's like Ryba passing it. Was trying to find an opening, couldn't find one, passing it back to At large. At large. Passing it off to Scheid. Pass to Matsky, back to At large. At large to Ryba.
We see that At large, number 24, you know, he stood there for a couple seconds with the ball, like looking around, finding an opening, and taking time to think what's going to happen next.
Absolutely. You always need to think before you pass the ball, because if you see an opening, you always want to pass it immediately, because if you look away for even the slightest second, that opening could be gone, and then you don't have to figure out another way. It's like there's a foul.
Look at this replay right here. At large looking and passed. Right there, that was a good replay on, At large passing that ball to finding an opening, seeing it's there. And, that's a very difficult thing to do with everyone's running around and, finding that one opening, that good opening.
It's like there was substitutions that came into the game. Handley shot his first one. It was good. Second one, not good. Landon Johns coming in for the Cavemen. It's like some confusion on the court. I don't know what's happening here, but anyways, back to the game. At large, taking the ball up. A lot of confusion right there just happened. I don't even know what happened. I thought the substitution was coming in, but I guess not. Looks like it'll be out of bounds on LaPorte. It'll be Caven's ball. Johns to inbound. Passing it to Snyder. Snyder taking it up the court, hoping to find an opening. Passing it to Dean. It's like Dean trying to pass it off to Eccles, but it was blocked by LaPorte, but also went out on them. It will be Caven's ball.
We saw that
Eccles to inbound.
number 30 Staggers, he went in for the ball. He, think his thought process probably was, hey, I need to get this ball out of, have Caveman lose possession. But that ended up being a mistake in him hitting the ball out of bounds and having the Caveman keep possession.
It's like there was a foul. Handley will be going to the line, shooting 2 for the Cavemen.
The replay you just saw was, I think, the foul that happened there, the holding.
Looks like both teams are in foul trouble right now. Both teams with 4 fouls. I think both teams really just need to keep a hand up and not get any more fouls, because any more fouls will cause either team to go to the line.
Yeah.
First shot was a miss.
LaPorte's leading with 6 points. The Cavemen really needed to, stop and think about what's going to happen next, because, now it's down to a 5-point lead. Like I was saying, the Cavemen needs to slow down, think about what's going to happen next, and get to it.
Handley with the second shot, which was good. Looks like LaPorte is just trying to hold the ball for these last 40 seconds of second quarter. Large with the ball, just holding it, trying to find somebody to pass it to. And just kind of holding it off.
Playing for time.
Yep, just trying to, run the clock. Looks like Caveman's coach is trying to tell number 24, Rayshawn Eccles, to pressure the ball and trying to get it back. But it looks like they're just holding it. Hot Large is just kind of holding the ball. Looks like maybe a 3 was attempted, but none. Trying to be a pull-up by number 0, Destin Matsky, but it was no good. Now we're going to bring it to the cheerleaders. Since it's now halftime, we're going to bring it down to the cheerleaders and see what they have to perform for us.
I'm very excited to see this. Knowing that I was in cheer for basketball season freshman year, let me tell you, the time of my life.
Cheer is a really fun thing. I've been doing it for a long time, actually, longer than what I can think. But I'm really excited to see what these cheerleaders are going to do for us.
Their cheer skills and showing off some other stunts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hearty round of applause to our youth cheer camp participants. Come on out and show us what you got, kids.
Really great job by Mishawaka Youth Cheer. We're going to bring it over to commercial. We'll see you guys here on the Mishawaka Network.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into our weekly conversation with the Commissioner. It's the Commissioner's Corner with Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, busy time of year, including this weekend with the girls wrestling state finals coming up at the Coliseum over at the fairgrounds, January 16th. And Paul, what can you say about girls wrestling and how that sport continues to emerge and grow?
Well, first of all, the growth is we knew once we developed a platform within our system for new sports to come on board and grow and give student athletes additional opportunities, that girls wrestling would quickly rise to the front. And when we did this several years ago, it took just 2 short years for girls wrestling to go from emerging, they weren't even in our system, to a fully recognized state championship sport. And we just have continued to see growth in girls sports and our girls wrestling, and we're excited about that. And I think we're right around the corner And maybe this coming Friday, we'll see another girl that wins the state championship that'll move on to great things on the Olympic level, like other girls in the state of Indiana have done. And so we're really excited about that platform, that opportunity for these girls to show what they love, and that's wrestling.
You and I have talked a lot about emerging sports, whether that's, girls flag football, girls lacrosse, wrestling, as you said, with that quick path. The process of emerging sports and building them and growing them for your team, what can you say about the significance of that and the process of it to get to this point, like you said?
Well, I think it's important. We're all about opportunity for students. And, we want to provide as many opportunities as we can. And that we had our rules, the way they were originally written, probably was not going to be an opportunity for another sport to come on. And so 4 years ago now, we took on that task to look at those rules and we made some adjustments, and we've seen now additional opportunities. So that 160,000 student athletes that we serve on an annual basis is going to grow because of additional opportunities. And that's something that we're very excited about.
Girls basketball pairing show coming up in about a week and a half. Hard to believe. And then the boys will follow shortly after for basketball. So, hey, it's a great time of year. It's a busy time of year for you guys. Swimming and diving is going to be coming up in less than a month. I feel like February is a big underrated month for you guys that's packed with just tons of power.
Yeah, February just it really. Obviously, this coming Friday with girls wrestling kicks off our tournament season for the winter, but February, certainly every weekend, we've got something going on. And, it's an opportunity to follow your school. You can go to ihsaa.org and get all of our tournament information and see where your team is playing and get out and watch those student athletes, because it's still pure. It's still homegrown. It's still kids that are going to go back and contribute to their communities, participating in high school sports. And I would just encourage people to get out there and watch these students. They've been practicing their skill all fall and all winter, and now it's time for them to put it on the line for a potential berth in the state championship venue.
Last thing, we were talking last week about your time at the Rose Bowl and getting to watch Indiana and meeting with your colleagues across the country. Well, since that point, Indiana has punched their ticket in the national championship game, Indiana football. And, I know that you guys partner with the Colts and you guys partner with all kinds of professional organizations around the state. But, when, Indiana University is in the national championship for football, and I know a lot of folks down in Bloomington, what does that mean for you as a guy that grew up in this state as well?
Well, it's certainly the spotlight on what we know is a wonderful state. Our collegiates, all of our colleges, we're rich in colleges here in the state of Indiana. And, but this time we stepped that aside and we're going to root for one. And, it's these Hoosiers have really caught Indiana by storm and, really a national audience. And we're excited about that. And I know Scott Dolson and Coach Cinetti has worked hard to bring Indiana football and Indiana University to the forefront. And I'm excited for both of those individuals and again, the student athletes that get to participate at Indiana University. And I'm going to be tuning in next Monday night, rooting on those Hoosiers.
Paul Neidig, he's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Brendan. Hey, thank you for doing what you do for the student athletes in this great state.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Matt Rendell here with the Mishawaka Network for your quick halftime report. A couple updates of things going on today. The Mishawaka Cavemen girls basketball team went on the road to Wawasee this afternoon and took on the Warriors. Turned out to be a close game. The Mishawaka girls lost to Wawasee 40-32 as the girls were trying to get another NLC win after their big win against Plymouth last Friday. The boys wrestling team traveled to Northwood for what was scheduled to be a very exciting NLC tournament, as the boys had tied for first place in the dual meet, so they were in good shape to win the NLC. They had a number of wrestlers do well, including wins by Will Mason, Caden O'Neill, and Brody Blevins, but they didn't do as well in some of the other weight classes as they wanted, but they pulled out a win. Big thanks to Jonathan Parker's 5th place finish as the Cavemen were able to get the win on the slim margin. What I was told from Athletic Director Evan Fraz was half a point. So a big win for the Cavemen boys wrestling team as they win the NLC. So those are your big updates for today. The boys basketball team lost last night by 12, as Eli was telling you, to Wawasee as well. We're less than a minute here to the start of the second half here between the LaPorte Slicers, the Mishawaka Cavemen. Cavemen went down early, cut the lead to 5, much better in the second quarter. We'll see what they can do here in the second half.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Harmon Lombardo alongside Eli Elkins. We are here today with the boys varsity basketball team against LaPorte. Score right now 29-34 in LaPorte's favor. Looks like there was already a call on the Cavemen. It'll be LaPorte's ball. Already, just started the third quarter and already there's some fouls.
I really hope we can start this third quarter off really strong. The Cavemen really focusing on their defense.
Absolutely.
Really focusing on their defense.
Hoping that they can get up, because right now they're not really far off from LaPorte right now. I'm really hoping that they're able to come back and pull out a win. Snyder dribbling up the ball, trying to find an opening, passing it to Handley. Handley looks like he went to drive through. It's like a foul was called. Handley would be going to the line.
It's the third quarter, and, everyone's just, full of adrenaline. It's very, as
you saw that replay right there with the pull-up on LaPorte, already shooting already. And we just started this quarter. Handley's first free throw was no good. Second one.
Going back to what I said at the beginning of the game, with that, that score, the first three-pointer.
Yeah, the first three-pointer, really crazy. I feel like that the Cavemen really need to step up their game. Really hustle and just be quick, just how LaPorte is.
Yeah, and that's really hard to do. It's, I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard to put into words.
It's just all about talking with your team. Able to hustle, especially back and forth. Even if you lose the ball, you're able to hustle back onto defense and able to retrieve the ball and heading right back up to score a point. I feel like that Cavemen really just need to hustle, be on their feet, on the tip of their toes, being able to move quickly. Looks like it's LaPorte's ball. Congo's trying to inbound it. Found out large. Looks like 3 was attempted by out large, but it was no good. Johns passing it off to Snyder. Snyder trying to find an opening. Passing it to Handley. Handley with the pull-up, and it's good.
We see that, LaPorte, the communication kind of died out, and you can hear that from all the way up here, definitely. And, since LaPorte's communication died down, they left Handley open, and that's what drives Handley to drive that up to the layup.
A lot of points were just scored right there, back to back. One by LaPorte, and then Landon Snyder with another 2. Johns, my apologies. Back-to-back shots. Almost had another one, but it was no good. Retrieved by Handley, passing off to Snyder.
We saw Johns, kind of jump up, hit that ball because, he knew that, number 4, Tongol was going to grab that ball. He was probably going to get to a 3-point and shoot the 3-pointer.
It looks like that Dean shot the 3. Looks like it was kind of an in-and-out thing. It will be a LaPorte's ball. Back to what you were saying, Cavemen just really need to be careful, making sure that LaPorte isn't scoring than what they are. They're only down by 4. I feel like the Cavemen just really need to hustle, hoping to get more shots up, and then being able to get up more than what they are at right now. It's like a 3 was made by number 4, Salar Tongol.
Look at that drive up that court.
The driving is a really important thing. You really just want to hustle the defense, trying to be as quick as you can, so then the defense is not getting, setting up, and then you have to search for more openings. Instead, once you drive up, you're able to be like, I see that opening, I'm going for it already. And then boom, there's that layup.
I think one of the things that the Cavemen also need to work on, not only defense, but knowing how to put pressure on another team.
3 was shot by number 42, Preston Scheid. Looks like that there was a timeout, 30 seconds by LaPorte. You saw that replay right there.
This replay, you see number
42 shot that 3, and it was good. That's really impressive by LaPorte. I feel like the Cavemen really need to get a hand up. I feel like LaPorte has a lot of good 3-point shooters that the Cavemen need to look out for. I'm really hoping that coach in the locker room talks to them, saying, hey, these are the people that are able to shoot really well, especially from the 3-point line. You really need to get a hand out there and block their shot. I'm really hoping that the Cavemen are able to do that.
I agree. Important news, it looks like Dance got 3rd in hip-hop and 2nd in Palm at the Marion Invite today. And and it looks like Dance has a Penn Invite next week.
I'm really, really happy for the dance team. I always love the dance team.
Me too.
Really happy that they're able to place in the top 3 this evening. Really hoping that they're able to pull it off once again. Just like Snyder taking the ball up, trying to talk to his team, passing it to Dean. Dean back to Snyder. Back to Dean. Back to Johns. Snyder. Back to Dean. Snyder to Handley. Handley to Eccles. Eccles with the pull-up, and it was good. Those pull-ups, the boys are really good at thinking. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to shoot this. This is my shot right here. I'm going to shoot it. And then they make it almost every single time, which is really impressive.
And we see that Snyder, talking, communicating with his team. He's showing that first big step of, hey, we need to get in place. We need to cover our defenses, cover our offense, and put more pressure.
Absolutely, and that's the point guard's job, trying to set up plays, trying to direct everybody and be like, hey, you guys need to do this, you guys need to do that, or else we're not going to score. It's like there's a travel on LaPorte. It'll be Mishawaka's ball. Substitution coming in the game, number 22, LaJordan Fowler. He'll be inbounding the ball to Snyder. Snyder taking the ball up.
LaPorte is leading by 10. I say this a lot. Basketball is a very unexpected. Any sport is very unexpected. Anything can happen, and you never know.
Yeah, I feel like that the Cavemen, even during what we have now in this 3rd quarter and then during the 4th quarter, I really think that they're able to pull out a win. Looks like an attempt was made by Brayshawn Eccles, but it was no good. But then Amir Dean was right there by the basket and was like, you know what? I'm going to pull the shot up and push it right back in there, scoring the Cavemen 2 points.
And having your teammates to back you up like that, like Amir did, you see that you didn't make the ball and he, came up, you're like, hey, I got you.
Absolutely. Looks like it almost happened again with Snyder trying to shoot.
Look at this replay right now. Shoots the ball right there, and we see that Amir Dean coming up, hey, you missed the ball, I got you.
And it looks like it almost happened again with Landon Snyder and LaJordan Fowler, but foul was called on LaPorte Slicers. Fowler shot his first free throw and it was good. Second one is good. I feel like Fowler is really good at the free throw line. I feel like that the LaPorte Slicers really need to be careful and look out for him. It's like Noel was dribbling up the ball. Passing it off to Matsky, passing it off to Large passing it back to Matsky. Passing it to Knoll. Passing it to Matsky with the drive in. It's like a foul on the Cavemen.
One of the things I've realized that the Cavemen did really, realize and put in their head is you have to be careful of Large. And I've said this multiple times. Large will run that ball up that court. He will go for that layup, and the moment he's there, there's nothing you can do.
Absolutely. First free throw was good. It was a foul on the Cavemen. Looks like substitution coming in the game. Number 13, Layden Johns. And then number 12, Camden Putz. Second free throw was good.
Ooh, I heard that from all the way through, all of that net.
Nothing
that net.
but net. That's what we like to see in basketball. Nothing but net. It's an impressive shot. Looks like a score right now, 40-48. Only 8 points separating both teams. I feel like the Cavemen just need to score. Looks like Putz went to go up, but was denied. Large passing it off to Scheid, but trying to shoot the three, but it was no good. Snyder taking the ball up quickly. Three was attempted by Snyder, but it was no good. And then Handley right there, once again, putting that ball right back up for his friend. It was like, we got this. We're coming up. 42-48.
Look at this replay right here. We see that, the ball's being passed around, and then, Handley sees that the ball's, he missed it. And he's like, okay, I have the opening, and I need to get the ball, and I have a chance for a layup.
Absolutely. You just got to be quick on your feet. He saw the opening. He's like, no, nobody's right there. Once he shoots that three, if he doesn't make it, I'm going to be right there and put it right back in. And that's exactly what they did. I feel like that the Cavemen are really good at that as well. Always there to retrieve that rebound and get it back up there if there is a miss.
One of the things that coach also said for the Cavemen was, he realized that they play well one quarter, and then when it gets to another, it seems to be like a whole different thing. But one of the things he's also working on is playing, you play better, you play good one quarter, but he wants to keep that consistency of all the quarters.
Yeah, I feel like that the Cavemen are really playing better in the second half than what they were the first half. Really putting in the effort, hustling, always on their feet, ready to go. Really hoping that the Cavemen are able to. Can't tell if a shot was made or not, but it'll be out of bounds.
Well, we see a lot of passing around there, and then we see, Tongol wanting to pass it to Knoll, and it just, Knoll wasn't there to grab the ball, and it just happened to be off bounds.
It was a kind of last-second thing. You really got to be careful. Once you see the opening, you have to immediately pass it to that opening to get it up. Layup was made by number 4, Charlotte Tongol. Snyder passing it off to Dean. Dean trying to lay it up, but was tripped. It'll be a jump ball.
A fight for the ball there, Number 32, Amir, fought for that ball well.
Absolutely. And, even after falling, he was like, I'm going to still get the ball. But then LaPorte was right there, made it a jump ball. Snyder with the ball, struggling, passing it off to Dean. Dean to Handley, to Johns. Johns with the layup.
Looks like foul was made.
Looks like a foul was made, but he was right there to retrieve his rebound. But it will not be an and one. It would just be 2 shots for Johns.
And I say, you hear me say this a lot when I'm announcing, is free throws are opportunities, and opportunities to make points, and in this case, to close the lead.
Absolutely. Free throws, they're free. You have to make them, because if you make your free throws, you have the opportunity to win a game. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Especially with a lead like this, Cavemen really need to put in the hustle, make their free throws, and try to draw fouls as well, because LaPorte, 3 fouls already in this third quarter. Any more fouls, 2 more fouls, and then Cavemen will be always at the line.
Yeah, and especially with, both teams, they need to be careful with their fouls.
Absolutely.
Because when they make their fouls, it's going to be hard because the moment you make a foul, you can't come back from that. Because now they have 2 free throws.
And that could be the winning point, too.
Hey, it could.
So you always have to be careful, always keep your hands up, ready to go.
So many options, so many opportunities, and so many ways that this game could go.
At large, passing it off to Noel, passing it back to At large with the deep 3, and it's good. 10 points.
At large was at 3 points, and all that was net. No rim at all. And, with 45 seconds left on the clock, can the Cavemen cut this lead back and take the lead themselves?
Absolutely. The Cavemen just really need to hustle. 10 points separating both teams. 46 seconds left in this third quarter. At large taking the ball up. Looks like that they're just trying to pass time once again. At large, no with the 3. It was no good, but there was a foul. I think Noel will be shooting 3.
Look at this replay. Tripped and 32. It looks like that foul was made on Amir. We saw that we saw that Noel went up for that 3-pointer, and Amir just, he wasn't looking at where he was stepping, and it ended up running into him and making a foul.
Okay, first shot was good. Second shot, good as well. He has one more shot. Since he shot a 3, Eli, I don't know if you know this, but if you shoot a 3 and you get fouled, you get 3 free throws.
Hey, and that means 3 more opportunities.
Exactly. The Cavemen just need to be careful with their hands. Keep the hands up, try not to foul. Even if they are shooting a 3, don't over jump and jump into them, because that's what's going to cause a foul.
Yeah, and making sure we have a good grip on the ball. And when it comes to, when we're in this type of situation, if you're on the team, you're thinking about how are we going to cut this lead, and you're going to be stressed about it. But it comes down to taking your time to stop, think, and what are you going to do next.
Shot was made. 3 points for the Cavemen, 46-55. 10 seconds left on the clock right now before this third quarter ends. At large, just trying to keep the ball away from the Cavemen. Looks like out of bounds. It'll be LaPorte's ball.
Looks like at large, we saw that he was trying to, run that layup, but it just didn't work. And wow, we saw that, Noel.
A little fumble right there. A little fumble right there by number 2, Tim Noel. He kind of fumbled the ball, handing it to Camden Putz, and then an attempt was trying to be made by the Cavemen. We're going to be heading to commercial real fast. We'll see you guys after this short break.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte. Fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to The Cave. My name is Eli Elkins, and I'm here with Harmony Lombardo. Harmony, after, what we've seen for these past 3 quarters, and now we're in our last quarter from 55 to 46 in favor of LaPorte. How do you, in what ways can Mishawaka come back from this, cut the lead, and take the lead themselves?
I feel like that Mishawaka really needs to hustle on defense, keep a hand up in front of LaPorte so they're not shooting any more 3s. They've had really good chances, blocking shots, but also fouling is also a big thing. The Cavemen just really need to be careful with their fouls because once they have a certain amount of fouls, free throw line for LaPorte, it looks like that there was a travel violation.
Hey, look at this replay right now. We see looking for that opening.
Looks like travel on LaPorte. It'll be Caven's ball. Snyder kind of just letting the ball roll a little bit. Goes for the layup. Looks like there was a block. No shot on the floor.
Right here, look at this replay. He's driving that ball in, going for that layup, and just blocked. And I think that's what the foul was on. Was it a foul?
Yep, it was a foul. It was a block.
Yeah.
The only reason why the Cavemen aren't shooting because it was on the floor. But shot went up. I don't know by who. Oh, looks like another foul just happened on the Cavemen. It'll be LaPorte's ball still. Looks like both teams are kind of fouling back and forth. They both need to be really careful about their fouls because any more fouls could end up on the free throw line, and free throws could win games, especially with a lead like this. LaPorte needs to be careful with their fouls.
And LaPorte, everyone's rushing to either extend their lead or cut the lead down to take a lead. You know what I mean?
Rushing is not a good thing, though, especially during basketball. You always want to take your time, do what you can. A lot just happened.
Looks like a foul on the Cavemen. 13. John.
It's like substitution coming into the game. 32, my apologies, Amir Dean. He'll be going in for Johns after that foul. A lot just happened right there. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah. No, it looks like...
Another substitution coming for the game. Number 22, LaJordan Fowler, coming in for Camden Putz.
Johns was trying to get that ball, but,
Sometimes you just got to be careful. Oh, it looks like 3 was made by number 22, Tim Knoll. As we've been saying, Tim Knoll has been the three-point shooter of tonight for the LaPorte Slicers. Cavemen really need to be careful. Get a hand up there, get a hand in his face, trying to get rid of his shots.
Looks like a foul was called on number 23.
Once
Cavemen?
again.
Look at this replay. Yeah.
Looks like they tried to block the shot, but still made it in. Even if it hit the tip of his fingers, hitting the tip of your fingers could benefit their shot. Landon Snyder with the pull-up, scoring 2 points for the Cavemen, 10 points once again.
The Cavemen really need to be really cautious of Tim Knoll because he could look at that opening and he could make that three-pointer right there.
Exactly. I feel like Knoll is able to shoot from anywhere. He's like, once I see that three-point opening, I'm going to shoot it. No matter where he's at, either from the top of the key or the corner, I feel like he will shoot it once he has that opening. Maybe that's why Fowler's guarding him. Fowler's a really good defensive player. It's like
nice drive
quick
up the
passes. Quick pass from Fowler to Eccles with the layup.
That nice drive up the court, that nice long pass, and that's
beautiful.
Beautiful. That could change the tides of the game.
Absolutely. It was a beautiful pass. Quick passes by the Cavemen. I loved it. It's like another shot was made.
Tim Knoll.
Tim Knoll. Once again, Cavemen really just 10 points. 10 points separating these two teams. They've been really going at it really hard. Looks like a 3 was attempted by Fowler, but it was no good.
The Cavemen just need to think about what's going to happen next. Because from down here, they're not talking. We're in a, the Cavemen are in a clump, and, communication is just not working right now.
They just have to speak. They have to slow it down. Slowing down is really good, especially with what's going on right now with this lead by LaPorte. Cavemen really just need to slow it down. Look at this replay right here.
We see that, Large is going in for those layups, and he has been going for those layups all game tonight.
Yeah, the Cavemen need to not foul him because every time he goes to shoot a free throw, not a free throw, my apologies, a layup, he's always getting fouled and going to the line. His first shot was good. substitution coming in the game, number 13, Landon Johns. Hopefully that he's able to recover after being out for a little bit, hoping to talk with coach and just like, what do I need to do to get back on this?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to get this lead for our team? I'm really hoping that he's able to help. Yeah, frustration. Sometimes you really just need to get out of your head, not be frustrated, because if you're frustrated on the court, that could affect everybody on your team.
And it can affect the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Fowler with the pull-up is no good. Out large to rebound. Passing it off to Noel. Noel with the three, and it was no good this time. It looks like foot was on the line on number 42, Preston Scheit. Just got to be really careful where your foot lands, because if your foot lands on the line, out of bounds, other team's possession. So you just got to be really careful. Eccles with the three. It was no good. Rebounded by the Slicers. Out large. Quick passes to Noel once again. There will be a foul.
Oh, man.
Tim Noel will be heading to the line for 2. These fouls came in, really need to be careful. 4 fouls already.
Especially with number 13, Johns, he seemed very frustrated. And that, kind of goes back to just taking your time to think about it. What can you do to fix that? What can you do to improve on what you did wrong?
Absolutely. Came in, really need to be careful. They're about to be in foul trouble. 4 fouls already. They just really need to be careful, hoping to get LaPorte to foul instead, so then they can also get up to the line. Because right now, it's not really happening.
Yeah, the moment that they get to 5 fouls, the Cayman get to 5 fouls, it basically almost ruins their chances of winning.
It's like, speaking of fouls, another foul just happened on LaPorte.
Look at this replay. Going in. Oh, yeah. You can see that,
Handley trying to go up to get that layup, but it was no good. He'll be shooting 2 for the Cavemen, hoping to get more points out of this. 14 points. First one is good. I almost said it wasn't, but
hey,
I just need to think. I need to think, just like what they need to do. They need to think before they do anything.
Exactly.
Okay, first shot was good. Second shot will not be good. So like that time I waited. Noel with the 3 once again, and it's good.
Whoa.
Nobody was there.
Tim Noel is on fire, and the Cayman really need to look at this. Look right here, this replay.
Nobody was
Tim
on
Noel.
him. Nobody was there to get a hand up and block his shot. He was wide open. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot it. They went into timeout, full timeout. We're gonna head into commercial. We'll see you guys after the break.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Harmon Lombardo alongside Eli Elkins. We're here at the boys varsity game against the LaPorte Slicers. Score right now, 51 to 67. Eli, not with the jokes.
Hey, what the kids say these days, 6'7"?
No.
All right.
No 6'7" jokes.
All right,
it's
right.
big 2026. No 6'7" jokes. Let's just hope that the Cavemen could get a better lead than 6'7".
Hey, this is the biggest lead in the game with 60 points.
Absolutely. Biggest lead so far during this game. Cavemen really need to step it up and just try their best to get a better score. Eccles passing it to Dean. Dean passing it to Fowler. Fowler with the pull-up. It's no good. LaPorte to rebound. Out large. Take it up court. Driving in once again. To pull up. It was no good. Handley to rebound. Passing it to Dean. There was a foul on at-large.
Hey, I think that at-large he's very fast, very fast.
Very quick on his feet.
Very quick on his feet. He could drive that ball up the court himself. And that shows with the past plays that's been happening. And, I think the con that comes with that is when you're moving so fast, sometimes your brain can't keep up with
Absolutely.
how
You
fast you're moving.
Be careful with him. Maybe the Cavemen could try to foul him, trying to get fouls off of him just like they did just now, hoping to get more points, go to the free throw line. John's passing it to Fowler. Fowler trying to pull up, but it was no good. 3, it's no good. An attempt to get it to the Cavemen by Amir Dean, passing it from really far, almost hitting our cameraman Nico. Poor Nico, always getting hit, always on the play. He's ready. He's like, I'm just going to back up a little bit.
Back up a little bit.
That's what happens when you're on the floor, especially in a game like this. You just got to be careful. But Nico's always careful. He's always there. He's like, I'm just going to back up a little bit.
Hey, Nico's the go.
Nico's the
Don't
go.
play.
Cameraman invincible.
Wow.
Looks like
but a lot happened just there,
Yep, looks like there was a foul.
Looks like he's bleeding there on his elbow.
Yep, we're gonna take him out. Once the rest see blood, they're like, no, you gotta come out the game, man.
Hey,
we
don't want someone bleeding on the court.
Absolutely, nuh-uh. Looks like Snyder went into his place. Looks like one of the refs was telling Dean to tuck in his jersey real fast. At large, standing there at the line, he's like, when can I shoot the ball? Can I just shoot the ball already? Looks like Dean's being taken out the game as well.
He's got blood on his jersey too. Wow, this is an intense game right here. We see that, people are getting blood on their jersey, getting injured. Hey, but that's the game. That's a sport.
Absolutely. For Amir Dean, his substitution coming into the game for Amir Dean, number 21, Trey Eccles. Just a lot. Sometimes you get a little bit, sometimes you get scratched, and then you're going to start bleeding a little bit.
Hey, we got to talk about Tim Knoll because he is on fire tonight.
Absolutely. Another substitution coming into the game, number 15, Brandon Pete.
Hey, Caveman, 5 fouls.
5 fouls. But LaPorte also has 4. So they're both kind of in foul trouble right there.
That is true.
Both teams need to be really careful because once any more fouls happen, both teams will be heading up to the line, shoot some free throws. Eccles with the ball, passing it to Fowler. Fowler with the pull-up, and it was good.
That was on that right there.
Nice and clean.
22, Fowler. He saw that opening, he took it. That's what we want to see there.
He kind of went in, he was like, I'm going to step out, step back, shot the shot. And
traveling right there on 24.
Violation at large. See this replay right here.
22, look at that. We saw on the replay, 22 saw the opening, took it. He's
quick on his feet. He's really quick. He was like, I'm going to see. Looks like a 3 was attempted by Eccles.
That
and
3-point
it was good. We've been seeing a lot of 3-pointers happening during this game by both teams, especially by LaPorte. Tim Knoll has been really good on his threes. But I feel like the Cavemen are really stepping up in these last few minutes.
Cavemen are locking in here.
Absolutely.
It looks like that going in for that dunk that happened. And we've seen a lot, a lot of LaPorte's team are going in for that dunks and just never, it doesn't happen.
Right. Eccles trying to go up, but it looks like there was a foul.
Look at this replay right here. He shoots the ball and makes it to the hoop. All of that net.
Looks like
all of that net.
Eccles will be shooting 2.
This is a very, very, very interesting game here because, we see that, throughout the season, there's a lot to work on. And we've seen minor improvements. We've seen a lot of improvements.
Second shot was good. Looks like timeout. Full timeout by the Cavemen. We're going to be heading to commercial once again. We'll see you guys back in the cave after this break.
Come and visit the Mishawaka Historical Museum and make sure to check out all of their different exhibits, such as their industries and businesses, church and faith, historic landmarks, military heritage, school, and their famous Mishawakans exhibit, including some of our very own caveman alumni, as well as a working model train set and a brand new exhibit, Treasures from our collection. Located at 121 South Main Street, doors are open every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. $5 for entry for adults, $3 for students, and kids under 5 enter for free.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back to the Cave. My name is Eli Elkins, and I'm here with Harmony Lombardo. We're here with the boys varsity, fourth quarter against LaPorte. We have 68-57 in favor of LaPorte.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Cameron really just needs to step it up. Might be able to pull out a win tonight, but who knows. Quick passes by LaPorte. It's like a backwards layup.
Impressive, very impressive.
Just happened by number 10, Riley Ryba. Fowler with the ball. Passing it to Pete. Pete to Snyder. Snyder with the three. It's no good. It'll be Port taking it up. Well, attempting to. Not large. Large with the pull up.
Oh, see.
And it's good.
We see.
Cavemen really need to be careful with him. He's always there in the center. Once he's in the middle,
you can't do anything. And, you know.
Pete with the three, no good.
Large is 6'2". It's hard to get up there, jump. Because by the time he's close to the hoop, it's, you know, unless you're a really good jumper, I don't know how you're going to stop that.
If you have really high jumps, then maybe you can stop. Noel with the drive in. With the two. Noel has been on fire this game. Noel with 24 points this game. That's a lot of points. That's
Come on.
Almost all of LaPorte's
A trip
points.
and fall.
Well, fumble with the ball. 35 seconds left on the clock right now. See what the Cavemen can do. Just like ball was stolen by Eccles. Eccles with the layup. And it was good.
At this point, you know, the Cavemen are trying to not take the lead, but
looks like two of the Cavemen players ran into each other, caused LaPorte to get a layup.
5 seconds left. You know,
3 was attempted by Landon Snyder, but it was no good. Looks like LaPorte has won.
Yeah, this was a good game overall.
It was a really good game. I feel like that both teams really put in the hustle, really put in the work during this game, especially when it was tied. Then it was 10 points separating both teams. I feel like both teams were really hustling out tonight, you know, just overall doing as best as they could. But it looks like Cavemen fell short, and LaPorte won 59-76.
I think things that we could take away from this game, Cavemen could take away from this game, is that, you know, I saw the defense get better, but the things that the Cavemen need to look out for is those patterns on the teammates, not teammates, but, you know, other players. Seeing that, like, 24, at large.
Yeah, if you look at the scoreboard, looks like lights were just shut off.
Just gone.
Anyways, you can see that number 2, Tim Noel, had 24 points over on this game, and then Odds Large also had 21. Both of them having most of the points for LaPorte. You know, those two really great scorers.
Very talented players.
Absolutely.
And going back to what I was saying about those patterns, like 24 at large, we see that he, you know, the moment he got to that hoop and went for that layup, it's, you know, you can't.
Absolutely, especially when he was right in the middle. You always came and really had to watch out for him, but sometimes they weren't there, and then he was able to score.
My name is Eli Elkins, and
I'm Harmon Lombardo. Thank you for joining us here at the Cave for Mishawaka's boys varsity game against LaPorte.
Final score was 76-59.
We'll see you guys next time on the Mishawaka Network.